Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Skin Boutique. Now, on today's episode, I'm gonna teach you how to fix patchy makeup on your face, like patchy foundation. Okay, so stick with me and let's learn how to fix patchy foundation. Now, my hair is a hot freaking mess, so I'm not even gonna touch it. Okay, we're just gonna go right into it in about 6 seconds. Now, I needed to zoom this close just so you can see how patchy this foundation is. I've just applied this with a few mistakes in there to show you like what foundation could look when it's patchy. And this is not even the worst that it can be. As you can see, I have a bit of like creasing on my smile lines and wow, and on my cheeks there's a bit of patchiness over there. So this is just for demonstration purposes. Please note that the hacks that I'm going to show you are not for people who live in hot and humid areas. If you live in a hot and humid environment, I highly recommend skipping the foundation or makeup altogether. You'd be better off going on with like a sunscreen or with that has like a tint built into it. But if you live in the humid areas, just don't go in with foundation. It would be the worst thing you ever do because it's going to separate so bad. And trust me, I know from experience, okay? It separates so freaking bad. So I think it's because like the formulas are so different, like water and foundation do not mix at all. Okay. Now let's get right into it. Now, when it comes to patchy foundation, you have to know that we are not going to add any more foundation on. Absolutely not. That would be such a big mistake. It will become worse. It will get worse, okay? Because you're building on layers of sweat and grime. Ugh, just don't do it, okay? But if you have patchy foundation, this is one of the hacks that you can do. So you're gonna do, well, your setting spray and your sponge, and you're going to spritz a bit of your setting spray onto your sponge, and then just give it a bit to like kind of dry off, and then go gently around the areas where the patchiness occurs, okay, and just blend it out a little bit. So this will take away some of that product but still leave you with kind of like a nice base that's not so patchy. Now you might observe some patchiness, but it won't be so bad. Okay, now let's do hack number two. Now hack number two is this, a sponge. Well, I always keep forgetting the name of this. Anyway, you need this thing. Now you're gonna go in without any product on this. Now if there's any residue product on it, oh, it's okay. So you're gonna use it. Let's say your under eye is creasing, you're just going to take away that shine, and you're gonna go in the opposite direction of your fine lines. So my fine lines run from like so. So you're gonna go in the opposite direction like this. Especially if your concealer tends to sit in your fine lines, this is what you're going to do. And you're going to do this for as long as it takes to like completely remove the patchiness or the makeup settling in the fine lines. Of course, next we are going to use a misting spray. Now, if you are going to use a misting spray, remember that misting sprays tend to blend your makeup together. So if you have any eyeshadow, I don't recommend like doing it on all over your face. Just like cover your eyes first, okay? So we'll just use this misting spray. It actually feels really good and it also blends all your makeup together. Now, aside from misting spray, I think you can also use a setting spray, but there's a hack to using the setting spray first. Now, next up, you're gonna use a setting spray, but before you use your setting spray, you have to take away some of that patchiness because our setting spray is not going to magically erase the patchiness, okay? So you're gonna use like a tissue or like blotting paper. Never ever leave your house without tissue or blotting paper. And you're just going to go over all around your face and take away some of that foundation. As I told you before, we are not adding any product. Do not add any product in the way of foundation or like concealer or like a powder. Don't do that. It will just make the situation way worse. You won't like it. I promise you that. I promise you that. Ask me. Because I've experimented, okay? And then now you're just gonna go in with your setting spray, like normal, and go about your day. I promise you your makeup will last. Last but not least, if you have these patchy areas where some of them are dry and some of them are just separating all on the same face, yes, that happens. All you need is this powder puff, I think. And what you're gonna do is mist some water on it. Do, don't make it wet. Mist some water on it. Mist some water on it, and then let that water like kind of evaporate, or like just blot it off on a towel or something, and then use it as is to just go all over your face. Even if you've applied um your powder, even if you've already set your makeup, right, you just go all over your face with it. It's going to remove all the oiliness, all the patchiness, and get your makeup looking A1. Oh, and then you can also go in with your setting powder or your fixing spray. Either of the two. Well, I do have these very, nice tricks and hacks up my sleeve. They are definitely not a cure-all for patchy and dry and flaky foundation. Okay, they're not that. Nothing beats like prepping your skin and prepping your skin super well before going in with your foundation. That's how you get your foundation not to crack, not to go anywhere for at least 12 hours. As you can see, no cracks anywhere. I mean, I still do have some texture, but that's fine. You can always work with texture because texture is natural. Anyway, guys, we are at the end of this little tutorial. I hope you will find some of these hacks helpful. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.